really give a fuck about all this Tidal Wave stuff. In my original recording of this, I tried to be as nice as possible and provide some sort of balanced, unbiased opinion on this level. But after getting to know OniLink more as a person, I decided I want to remake this video. So I will be talking a little bit about OniLink on top of Tidal Wave. What is there to say about Tidal Wave? I mean, it's like objectively inarguably an absolutely hideous looking level. And not only does the decoration suck as much as it does, the gameplay is just not interesting at all. It gives a very recent tab deja vu vibe to me. I can't speak for how fun the level is because I'm not a player of that caliber. I can't really call it a complete stain on the demon list. It is without a doubt one of the ugliest extremes to ever be rated and placed on Pointer Crate though. Although it is kind of impressive that this is a 3-minute solo, which I've never done before, and some people will use that as an argument in favor of Tidal Wave. You never made a 3-minute solo. Yeah, you don't have to be a chef to not like the food. Okay. Another thing to consider is that Tidal Wave was made in what, 2022? And that OniLink has apparently gotten better since. But even then, to me at least, he hasn't really. OniLink still knows nothing about color theory and just art theory in general. He still thinks that putting more detail into anything makes that better somehow. In fact, he's putting even more detail into this shit that he was in 2022. You ever heard of the phrase less is more? You ever heard of rush and glow? You know why people are learning rush and glow more than ever, and especially me? It's because they focus way more on color, balance, and composition, and that's why it looks as good as it does. This does not work. What is this? Not to mention OniLink hates feedback, especially when he posts to feedback channels. Oh my god, this guy posts some shit in the Purgatory server. I give him some honest feedback on it. I'm as unbiased as I can be. I see him typing for a while and he never sends a message. A month later, he posts some more stuff and he gets Phantom to say his designs are cool. Now he starts typing because someone's liking his shit. Me and a few other people had to break down in detail how and why his stuff could be better. I guess it's a feedback channel, so this is why you guys are theorizing, but I don't follow feedback at all. As I said, feedback of my deck can be useful for other people reading it. Everyone can read it and therefore everyone can learn from it. As I said, I care about people progression. If they can learn from my mistakes, and I'll keep posting here. What? This man has put himself on top. This man has put himself on the top of Mount Olympus. This guy is so high off his own farts that he actually thinks people can read feedback on his work and learn from it. When in the history of history has that ever happened ever? Here's why this argument he makes is so delusional. In Geometry Dash, everyone makes different things in different styles. So feedback is going to be specific to what they make. Emphasis on specific because it's usually the smaller details that are being commented on. So unless someone is getting feedback that focuses on a way broader subject, nobody is learning anything because it's not their work that they're getting feedback on. This is why this argument doesn't work, and it is doing a terrible job at masking a very fragile ego. He only wants people to praise his work. He doesn't want anyone speaking ill of him or his work and hurting his little feelings. One more thing I really have to consider is that OniLink really was kind of thrown headfirst into the limelight when Zoink decided to verify Tidal Wave. With that new massive influx of eyes on him and his work, especially with his most famous level being Tidal Wave and it looking how it looks, it's easy to assume that hate would be like really hard to handle. But there's good ways and bad ways to handle hate. A good way is to take it in stride, be a logical and outgoing person to grow your reputation, and also improve on your work, ask for feedback, take criticism, and that will grow your reputation even further. OniLink chose to not go down this route. OniLink has chosen the hide in a little box and only come out to throw his new work onto his YouTube channel or Twitter page and then scurry back inside route. I also have to mention that he has a very dedicated fan base of, I don't know, children, I guess. Honestly, I don't see OniLink improving much in the future. Neither his reputation as a person nor his creating skills. He seems very set in his ways and I don't see a point in trying to change it. Do I think he could be a good creator? Probably, but it would take such a drastic demolition and reconstruction from the ground up of everything OniLink knows about creating in this game for that to happen. So actually probably not. But I can still dream. What was this video about again? Oh yeah, Tidal Wave. It sucks. That's all I have to say. Goodbye.